Good afternoon and welcome everyone to our trendings topic class for today. My name is Charlotte Scheid and I'm one of the Giant Company dietitians. So our trending topic, of course, for class today is all about Halloween, where we're going to be focusing all on spooky snacks. So I know for myself, love to create a good spooky snack. But I would love to hear from all of you for our poll question if you also like to create snacks or spooky snacks, Halloween snacks this time of year. So let me go ahead and pull this up. You can go ahead and answer that question. Now, I will say, ever since I have had children, I even more so like to create a spooky snack to celebrate the holiday, especially this week. All right, wait a couple more seconds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll and share the results. So it looks like a lot of you do, but then there's a good amount that do not. So hopefully by watching this class today will inspire you on different types of spooky snacks to create, because there's a lot of different things that you can do, which is super exciting. So thanks everybody for answering that question. Alrighty. So before we get into spooky snacks, I just wanted to review the benefits of balanced snacks because especially with the holiday season or kind of coming up with Halloween and Thanksgiving, Christmas, usually our schedules get very busy and we tend to maybe not snack as much, but there are a lot of benefits to snacking, especially this time of year. So first of all, it satisfies our hunger between meals, especially if we're not having, really big meals or whatnot. If we become hungry, then usually we're, don't get a whole lot done because we don't feel very good. Also helps to boost our energy between meals. So especially with the holidays, trying to get a lot of stuff done, go to different types of community events, we always want to have our energy up so we can have the motivation to do those things. Also, if we're not, especially during the busy seasons, sometimes our meals maybe are not as balanced. So snacks help provide more nutrients that we need to stay healthy, especially this time of year with all those, germs and whatnot. But it also helps to manage our spikes and dips in blood sugar, which is also very important. This kind of goes along with satisfying hunger between meals, because especially when our blood sugar dips, I know for myself, you can become very irritable, difficulty concentrating, thinking, drowsiness, which we do not want, especially during the busy season of this year and all the other, or this time of year and all the other holidays that are coming up. So again, when we're thinking about snacks and spooky snacks and whatnot, it's a good idea to have snacks in general, a lot of different benefits with doing that. So balance spooky snacks. So of course, with Halloween, a lot of different sweet treats and candy and that type of thing, but there's a lot of balance that can come with spooky snacks. But also with snacks, it can be a great activity with family and friends this Halloween if you're trying to look for an activity to do. But of course, when we talk about balanced spooky snacks, it can give us more nutrients, especially with kids. We of course want them to stay healthy as well. So when we think about a snack, we kind of want to think about the snack equation. So what I mean by this is you want to pair kind of two different foods. So a carbohydrate or non-starchy veggie with a protein or healthy fat. So this will help keep our blood sugar stable. So carbohydrate could be something like whole grain, so oatmeal or whole wheat bread, dairy like yogurt or cheese, and fruit like, apples, pears, that type of thing. And non-starchy veggie could be broccoli, bell peppers, carrots, cucumbers. So I want to pair that with a protein, healthy fat. So this can be something like nuts, like almonds, walnuts, pecans, or seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, beans, hummus. I know for myself with snacks, I definitely like a good hummus paired with a whole grain cracker, and also eggs, poultry like chicken and fish, like, tuna. So when we're thinking about snack equation, balanced spooky snacks, always want to think about this, combination carbohydrate, non-starchy veggie with a protein or healthy fat. Because obviously, if, during this time of year with Halloween, if we're just eating candy, that's really going to put our blood sugar up and then dip right away. So we don't want that. It doesn't have as many, of course, nutrients in it. And this time of year, focus on color and then theme. So more color. What I mean by that is, if we're incorporating a lot of fruits and vegetables, this is going to have a lot more antioxidants and vitamins like vitamin C and A. and then minerals as well. And come up with a theme too for our recipe that we're going to be making today, or kind of snack craft, spooky snack. We're going to be creating a monster guacamole. So for a theme, could be monsters, could be beautiful bites, kind of like a ghost theme, could be mummies, jack-o'-lantern. There's a lot of different themes to choose from. So have fun with it. But again, when we're thinking about spooky snacks, think also about balance as well to help us have the energy, stay motivated to go all those community events and feel good. So these are some product ideas for spooky snacks. So we're going to go over some recipes and of course make one at the end, but I also wanted to put these ideas into because I definitely have made this quite a few times throughout the years. So the first of all, and I can see it on my counter and I'll pull it up right here. So the first one could be a mandarin orange cup or a peach cup. So you can of course draw kind of a jack-o'-lantern face, which can be a lot of fun. You could do it on the front or right on the top. So you can see right here. So with mandarin orange cup or peach cup, you could pair it. So we're talking about the snack equation. So of course that's a fruit. So I'm going to pair it with some type of protein. So you could pair it with like a Greek yogurt or cheese for the mandarin orange or peach cup. So that can be fun too to do with kids. This is also a lot of fun too if you create these things and maybe you can put it in. If you have a child or you have an adult that likes these type of things, you can of course put them in their lunches, which makes this time of year more fun. So you can do the mandarin orange or peach cup. You could also do a string cheese. So I have right here, you just put a little face on it, kind of like a ghost. So you could pair string cheese, which is the protein. You could pair it with apples or crackers or carrots. With applesauce pouch, you can see right here, I did like a mummy theme. And I just wrapped it in kind of like a tissue paper or decorative paper, and you could put a little face on it. So with applesauce pouch, you can pair it with some type of protein. So it could be any type of nuts or cottage cheese. So that's always a fun one. And these applesauce pouches I have are just our brand unsweetened applesauce, which we have a lot of in our house with having little kids. Also, you can create a candy corn parfait if you're looking for something kind of to do at home with the family or even friends. So you can see here I have in my cup already, I have canned pineapple and then canned mandarin oranges, which were already in their juice, which means there's no added sugar. If you tend to get the canned pineapple or mandarin oranges in the syrup, that's obviously going to have a lot more added sugar. So if you can, it's always a good idea for more of that balanced snack to have it in its own juice because less added sugar. So of course, candy corn, you have the yellow and then orange. And then what I'm going to do here is just put on, so we want to pair it with a protein. So I'm just going to add right on top our Greek non-fat yogurt, so the vanilla. So all you want to do here is just take out a scoop. Right, I'll get my spoon. It's over here. So I'm just going to put right on top just some vanilla Greek yogurt for that extra pop of protein. All right. So you can see kind of looks like a candy corn right there. And just for a little extra sweetness, you can even put sprinkles on if you want. I'm just going to add on some whipped topping. So this is a more balanced snack than just candy or just eating candy corn itself. So this is my candy corn parfait. So that can be kind of another unique thing that you can do with the family or friends. You can even put a little bit of sprinkles on there. So that's another idea for a balanced snack. All right. And again, these things great for kids' lunches or anybody who wants to celebrate the holiday, but just wanted to give you some product ideas for some spooky snacks and then how to pair it to make it more balanced. All right, so I wanted to go over some spooky snack ideas. So there's some great spooky snack ideas on Savory, a Savory magazine website. So if you haven't been on there to kind of look for some spooky snack ideas, definitely do so. If you just search Halloween, a lot of different ones come up, which are a lot of fun. So let's go over a couple before we get to our spooky snack recipe. Okay, so the first one is vampire apples. So of course we have the apple and peanut butter, so it makes for a real balanced snack. So you can use Granny Smith, you could use Honeycrisp apples if you want more of like a sweeter apple. You can use almond butter or peanut butter, so you're just going to kind of cut it kind of like a V shape and then put that almond butter or peanut butter right in, put the little mini marshmallows as the teeth, and then two little slivered almonds kind of as the fangs. Also, before you put that stuff in, you can kind of brush on some lemon juice. This helps to prevent that enzymatic browning that happens with apples, but this can be a really fun activity. I thought this one was really cute. So vampire apples, looking for a spooky snack, here's one for you. And again, these are all unsavory. Then we have eyeball deviled eggs. So if you're looking for something kind of even more spooky, and you can always pair this, since this is more of a protein, you could pair it with some type of veggie like carrots or celery. You're going to have 12 large eggs and, of course, cut them in half. You can mix together in a bowl either mayonnaise, or if you want more of a pop of protein, some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. Mix in the Dijon mustard, and, of course, well, I should say, scoop out the yolk and then mix together either mayonnaise or non-fat Greek yogurt and Dijon mustard, and then put it right back in. Then just the black sliced olive, and then some sriracha hot sauce. You can probably even do, if you don't like something hot like that, maybe do like a little bit like of ketchup or something like that. But this is another one too. And again, if you want to make it more kind of a balanced thing, you can always add a non-starchy veggie to it. But I thought these were kind of cute and a little bit more spooky. And then we have this skeleton one. So if you have, kids in the house, you're looking for more of kind of like a snack craft. I thought this was kind of a cute one, and it incorporates a lot of color, which is what we talked about. Incorporate a lot of antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. So super colorful. So we have carrots, orange, red, bell peppers. You can do a bulb of the fennel, radishes, celery, and then at the top, what you can see the face. So they're suggesting just to do some ranch dressing, then some chives, olive slices, parsley leaves. But what I want to say here is sometimes going back to kind of the non-fat Greek yogurt, you could always mix like a ranch packet powder mix with the non-fat Greek yogurt to even, make it have more protein. So this is the skeleton one, which I thought would be a really cute craft to do with the family. So this is another idea, and again, a lot of color with this one, a lot of great nutrients. And then I've made these before in the past. So these are creepy bagel pizzas. So if you have a ghost kind of cookie cutter, you can always use it for this one. So for this, you want 8 mini whole grain bagels. The original recipe just says 8 mini bagels, but of course I said whole grains, so you're getting a little bit more fiber. You can use Nature's Promise or Nature's Promise pizza sauce or whatever pizza sauce that you want. So you're going to spread that right on top after you cut the bagel in half. So the provolone slices, or even if you use American cheese, you can use that too, but you're going to cut out the shape of the ghost, put it right on top, and then kind of chop up some olives to give the ghost eyes. So this is another one. I think this is a great after school snack, or, whenever you want to make it, but this is another one. So creepy bagel pizzas. All right. So this is our featured Halloween spooky snack, which is monster guacamole. It's very easy to make, and this would be a great family activity or friend activity, or if you're having a Halloween party and you want to set something out for your guests, this would be really cute, I think, to do. So this is a monster guacamole, kind of looks like a Frankenstein guacamole. So for our ingredients for this, and it does get 2 guiding stars, so some good nutrients in it. So what you can do with this, you can either make your own guacamole, or what I did is I just bought our brand, just makes it a little bit easier, especially if you have a busy schedule. You can just buy our brand and then, use it that way. But if you do make your own, you're going to incorporate or mix up, I should say, cilantro, mash up 3 avocados, some red onion, lime juice, and cayenne pepper. So if you want to make your own, you can do it that way. But again, for today, I'm using our brand guacamole. We have our blue corn tortilla chips, which I believe get 1 guiding star, which are nice. It kind of gives that. I'm trying to think of a monster has hair, I guess, kind of like the hair on top. So this one it suggests low fat sour cream, but going back to, I feel like I've been talking about plain non-fat Greek yogurt, but for this one, we're going to use plain non-fat Greek yogurt for a little more protein on there, using black olives as the ears, eyes, nose, and then using black beans as kind of like a, I guess, wound or a cut or whatever on the Frankenstein monster, and then black beans as the mouth. So that's what we're going to be making. Again, great for kind of like an appetizer dish, a great family activity or friend activity, but kind of something unique but balanced and a lot of good nutrients in it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll get started with our monster guacamole, or I should say Frankenstein kind of guacamole. All right. Okay, so you can see here, So I have our brand mild, classic guacamole. We do have a medium guacamole if you're looking for something with a little more kick to it. But let me take off. Uh, so what I want to do, so I have just kind of like a cutting board right here. You can use whatever kind of serving dish that you want, but you want the guacamole to be kind of a square shape, just like a Frankenstein monster. Actually, let me get this in. So you can either do like a big one, or you can do kind of a little monster. We'll see how much. So this size that I'm using is 15 ounce. I believe that there's a smaller size than 15 ounce, but using 15 ounce as a guacamole for this one. All right, so I have all the guacamole out, so we're going to go ahead and spread it into, kind of like a rectangle kind of shape. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. It even could be kind of like an oval shape if you wanted, but we'll try to kind of get it more rectangle. Let me actually use my knife. There we go. This will be a good shape. So again, doesn't have to be perfect, but and of course guacamole giving you those healthy fats that we want. All right. I think that looks fun. So let me kind of, as you can see here, I'm so good, sort of looks like a rectangle, doesn't have to be perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the two eyes right on top. So again, I'm using our non-fat Greek yogurt, the plain. Again, you can use low-fat sour cream if you want, but I just want a little more protein on it. So I'm just using a scoop. Even if you don't have a scoop, just use a spoon. So do 1, 2. And also for the eyes, I have some olives right here. I'm just gonna put right on top. So you can see right here, just like that. And I'll show this in the camera a little bit better when I'm done. I'm also gonna put an olive as the nose. And then I also have some black beans, which of course black beans add great protein and fiber. So we're going to use the black beans to create almost kind of like on Frankenstein, kind of like a wound or whatnot on the forehead. Let me do this and then I'll put it more towards the camera. So right on top, I'm using the black beans that create kind of like that cut or wound on our monster or Frankenstein. And then I'm also going to use the black beans kind of for like a zigzag mouth. Shouldn't take too long. So let me go. See if you can see this. There we go. Right, so I'm going to start on the mouth. And I just thought about something. I need to still put the blue corn chips on top. Might actually move my black beans down a little bit. But right now I'm just doing the mouth, black beans. And great. I should have said my black beans are already drained and rinsed. All right. So I think for the mouth, I probably could have done, well, we'll just, doesn't have to be perfect. We'll just keep that as it is. Let me actually move this wound. I'm going to move the wound a little bit down because I still need to add on the blue corn chips. Just move this down here. And I'm also going to use olives as the eyes. Not the eyes, I'm sorry, the ears. All right. So I have, where's my olives? So we're going to do right on here. Let me actually show you this before I put the blue corn chips. See this or not? It's kind of looking like our monster. guacamole, and I'm going to use our Nature's Promise blue corn tortilla chips. If you haven't had these before, I'd highly recommend them, especially with guacamole because they're really good. So I'm just gonna add them right on top. Just gonna give them this color on top. Now, probably with the chips, if you're using this kind of like as an appetizer for Halloween or to serve it, I would definitely do this maybe at the very end because I think they eventually might kind of, if you want them to stick up, they might eventually go down. Getting a couple more. This looks so cute. And again, great activity too with family and friends. All right. So this is, let me make sure I have all my stuff on. So I should. So again, I did my blue corn tortilla chips, our brand guacamole, black beans for the mouth and kind of that wound cut on our monster, some non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and then the olives for eyes, nose, and the ears. So let me go ahead and show you this right in the camera. So super cute to make and definitely a great spooky snack for sure. But again, with all of the spooky snacks that I went over, you can see them on Savory and a lot more too. Not just the ones I mentioned. So if you haven't done that, just search Halloween and you can pull them all up. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen one last time because I wanted to go over some of our upcoming classes. So again, of course, the one on Savory looks a little bit more, kind of more put together than mine, but I think mine looks pretty good too. But again, gets 2 guiding stars. So let me go ahead and go over some of our upcoming classes. So no class tomorrow, but Monday is a Flyer to Fort class with Jenna. Tuesday is a class with me, Produce Spotlight. We're going to be featuring grapes. So featuring grapes from California. Wednesday, trending topics with Joni, kind of moving into kind of the Thanksgiving holiday. So stuffed with ideas. So turkey and sides is simplified. And then Jenna is going to go over all about grapes from California, which will be very interesting. So if you haven't registered for those, definitely do so. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording now. So thank you everyone and take care.